Bible verse today, 365, number 92. 92. We're going to do Galatians 5:22 today. Talking about the fruit of the Spirit. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And against such things there is no law. So that's quite a list. It's all good things. That's the fruit of the Spirit. And there's no law against any of those. That's all good stuff. And to get a better idea on how that plays out in our lives, read chapter 6, the very next chapter. And almost verse by verse, it'll describe each one of those. The very first verse, it talks about gentleness. It says, if you see somebody stumbling, restore that person in gentleness. So restoring somebody that's stumbling, that's the gentleness. Then the next verse says, bear with one another's your burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. That's love, when we bear each other's burdens. And then it says, next verse says, examine yourselves, not others, to see how your growth is in Jesus, and you will have rejoicing. There's your joy. And then for goodness, it says, let him who is taught the word share it with others. So when God teaches you things, share it with others. That's just plain goodness. Yes. And then the self-control part, next verse or two verses after that, it says, whatever man sows, he's going to reap. If he sows to the flesh, he's going to reap corruption. If he sows to the Spirit, he will reap everlasting life. Yeah, how are you sowing? That is the self-control. Then the long-suffering, the patience part, it says, do not grow weary of doing good, and do not lose heart, for in the due time you will reap from the Lord. Then kindness is in the next verse or two after that. It says, do you see the opportunity to do good for someone? And then do it, because that's kind. That's the kindness. Then faithfulness. I think it's a couple verses after that says, God forbid that I would boast in anything except the cross of Jesus. My faith, that's faithfulness. All my faith and hope and trust is in Jesus and the cross of Christ. Yeah, and then the final one was peace. And in chapter 6 it says, we are a new creation in Christ. And if we walk accordingly, his peace and mercy will be upon us. So yeah, each one of those fruits of the Spirit in 5:22 is broke down deeper, so you get a better understanding of it in chapter 6. All right, that's Bible verse today, 365, number 92. See ya. All right, bye.